I didn't even interrupt you. I was just.
You're so good.
You're good.
It's Friday, and we're hanging out with Nate, and we've got Shawnee too, and we couldn't be happier, you guys. It is Friday. It is the end of another beautiful campaign here at Ethereal, and we couldn't be more thankful. Thank you all so much for coming out and supporting the books, talking about the books. Everybody that's posting about receiving their books right now, we love to see it. Oh man, we love to see it. So it's a really cool. Oh, Shawnee's got a package.
There you go.
Yes, ma'am. So it's cool to see the books coming in. It's cool to see everybody's happy faces about the products they're getting. I love the feedback. So by all means, if you guys have feedback on the stories or anything, hit me up. My favorite ongoing thing right now is everybody's opinion that our poor panda, the chief of police, has got something going on with all these murders, and if it
He
hops.
does. He got
I
something to do
love
with it.
hearing that story because it's not from like one or two people. It's like 15 different folks that have come out and said the panda is shiesty. So I'm really, thrilled and amused with that. It's a lot of fun. I do have to make one announcement about things that we're doing right now. We will no longer be able to show you guys wild covers on the streams as much as I like to. And it's not because YouTube or anybody like that has said anything. It's not an issue like that. We're also streaming on Twitch and Twitter now. So we have to be careful about the content that we're showing. Okay. That being said, you can still go to the Instagram, still see the wild covers on Instagram and whatnot, and still see them on Facebook because they really don't give me any shit. So
yeah,
they did.
For a while.
They did like fucking shadow ban me, so no one saw any of my posts for like 3 weeks almost. But that's okay.
I was kind of wondering about that.
Yeah, I just was like, I noticed like I would share an image, and we'd get a couple hundred likes on the image, but then we would share it somewhere else, and I wouldn't get one, and I'd be like,
"You're like, wait a minute."
Looking piece of artwork, and I didn't even get a single, like, not a thumbs up, not a nothing, so
that's a tad suspicious.
It was a little suspicious, so I was like, no, we're not gonna do any of that noise. So we're trying not to catch any more shadow bans, but we're just gonna be real careful about the content that we show you guys live anymore, just because we're trying to increase our presence in places. So it's better for us if we just show you guys the regular covers. We can talk about whatever, but
you got to err on the side of caution.
Hey, normally I'm all for artist freedom and everything else, but when it impacts my
being able to get it out there and
absolutely
presence known, then that's you gotta balance it out.
It stops us from getting to promote to more people and stuff. So and we need to make sure
as a company and a brand, that's bad.
Absolutely.
You can't have that.
What I mean? I gotta act like a grown up sometimes. So yeah, I hate it. Like I hate it.
Well, and I can second you on that. It's the same thing on my YouTube channel. Like I can't technically show wild covers on my channel.
Right.
I could, but then I can get the copyright. I can get this violation strikes because I'm showing pornography at that point. So it's the same thing. I'll show the regular cover, but if you notice, I'll do like kind of side by side like this, because I can't show all the bits and pieces,
Well, we're actually
all the bits and bobs.
I think that Bladen, April, and I are going to start. We're doing a lot more live right now. We're going to start doing a lot more live right now. A couple people have asked to be able to ask questions about storytelling and stuff like that. So we're going to sit down and we're going to do some different shows and stuff throughout the week. But it's just interesting how, what's going on, Claire? How are you?
Howdy, Claire.
Hey, Claire.
We're looking at a bunch of things like the fact that a lot of people are misconstruing art with pornography. Correct. And that's something that is a pill that some people have a hard time swallowing. That there is a huge difference.
Huge difference. Thank you very much.
You know what I mean? So we'll have a show about that entirely. Right on. We'll have a good evening. So we're gonna go in and we're gonna deep dive into what the difference is. here in the next couple weeks so we can seriously. I would rather educate you than you feel like I'm trying to push porn down your throat. You know what I mean? Not there's anything wrong with porn, because there's certainly not. I just don't want you to assume that that's what you're going to get with the blue label of the brand. You know what I mean? The red label of the brand, I hold no qualms.
Anything goes.
You know what I mean? But when it comes,
You take your chances when you go with that one.
that's it. When you go over to the red label, that's on you.
Caveat emptor. Emptor, whatever that is.
There is no defense when you go over to the red label. But
No.
as far as the blue label goes, there is, and speaking of that, I do have some red label news coming up tonight. We'll talk about a little bit.
Okay.
Really excited about that. Really excited about, a couple new stories we've got coming on. We've brought on Dan Wickline. I don't know if you guys know him. Great dude. So he's got a great new series, ongoing series coming out with us. Very, very excited about it. It'll be our first like medieval type of thing. So should be mad fun.
So speaking of, I'm sorry, so I think I've got it apparently censoring.
That Free the Lizard variant. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, the Free the Lizard variant.
So that's what April.
There's Miss April.
Hello.
She knows about the Free the
I
Lizard
invaded
variant.
Gus's office.
I was gonna say, look at all this. It's all neat and tidy. Where's the flu?
I know. It's practically like a mini Coffin Comics headquarters with like purgatory like everywhere.
That's funny.
Sounds about
It's awesome. I love his office.
Well, you guys, it's great.
I can't be trusted to have an office with carpet though.
Oh my gosh.
Mine's
we're
next to
gonna
the
be-
kitchen.
Know your limits. Work with it. It's all good.
Dude, every time I walk past the fridge, I'm like, ooh, I remember there's something good in there.
Let's go see.
Yes. Yes.
Has Dustin already said nuances or Asian stuff?
Oh my gosh. So we were talking about the fact that since we're going to be streaming to so many different places now, we have to be careful about the products that we're showing live. And the types of art that we're showing when we stream to Twitch or we stream to certain things. So
somebody's a bit devious.
Well,
I know that look on her face, smile. That's a dangerous smile there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're going to
It's not very often that I'm live on.
Well, we appreciate having your face on
Got to
camera. It's
censor
nice to
myself.
actually see you. No, so but when it comes to certain like if we're just streaming to like April will be able to just stream to Facebook and still be able to do the more adult artwork. You know what I mean? She'll also be able to stream to like if she's doing something fun or quick, she'll be able to hop on the Twitch stream. You guys will be able to see her on Twitch and stuff. So there's a lot of really cool stuff going on with the way that we're doing things now. I'm looking at a very large sponsor for us too. So it should be really, really cool for us to have a sponsor that we can, show you guys some neat stuff.
Yeah,
Anyway.
sponsor, that's incredible news. That's cool.
I'm very excited.
Yes,
very-
you should be.
Super excited about a lot of things.
It'd be great not to rely on the algorithm for our success.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. So I know that Nate got his books in from the BGD3 campaign.
Yep.
And he just did a great review. That was so much fun. Thank you for your review.
You're welcome.
I thought that was really, really fun to see.
Made me grin.
Right. It's very interesting when you see people come from a different aspect and they're looking at your characters or talking about your characters or how
Or talking as your characters.
talking as your characters. It's a very interesting way to perceive our characters and our people. You know what I mean? So Nate, you got BGD 1. You've read 1. Have you read 2?
Oh, I've read all 3 of them so far.
I mean, physically
Yeah.
read 2.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So now you know that 4 just went out. The pre-orders for 4 just went out recently.
Yeah.
So in the next couple months, you guys will be getting the digitals for those. I'm really, really excited about the direction the story is going. I love all the different characters and the nuances of the things that we're doing. You know, we're having a lot of fun with Serenity. You know, you're about to get more and more of her story, especially in issue 4. You're going to get to see a lot of her story. You know, she has been killed more than any other character I've ever worked with.
I feel bad for her actually in these stories because it's like he's like, oh, just kill her off. We'll start over again.
Well, that's how she's viewed. She's viewed as almost like a waste product.
Yep.
You know,
She's viewed as expendable. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, as her creator, I feel for her at times. You know, I really feel for the plight that she's going through and the things that she's dealing with right now. But at the same time, I'm like, man, she's going to be batshit crazy.
Uh-huh.
I was going to say, and that's part of what has to affect how she is.
For sure.
When you're built and created to be strong, but yet expendable.
For sure.
And, you know, over and over and over again. That's gonna warp some things in you.
You wait.
I got an idea. I'm not going to say it's going to happen, but I'm just going to say I had an idea. Is that what if all the time she dies is what's actually making her crazy?
That is exactly what's happening.
Yep.
That it absolutely is what's happening. Yep. If you read issue 3,
exactly.
You know, she really caught it from Ricky in issue 3.
She did at the end of there. That was bad. That was very bad at the end.
I mean, she caught it. So you know, in her being a tank bred and then bringing her back constantly, she has her memory of every time she's died.
Yeah.
So she's literally, you know, when she wakes up, she's remembering her death every time she wakes up. So she's reliving it. You know, we've shown you guys a couple pieces of art from issue 4 where she's in the tubes and stuff like that. Later on, you'll actually get to see the fact that there are rows of tubes of bodies that are just prepared for her, you know, because she's viewed as expendable.
That is an impact moment in every sci-fi movie that comes in. As you do that, you see the people, and also they pan back and you see the rows. You know, like, oh my god.
Yeah.
The Matrix all over.
Yep, exactly. It's it has a huge impact on the story, on the characters, and you know, I think how we connect to it as well.
For sure. Well, I like to think, what's going on, Eastland? I like to think that she as a character will begin to actually grow on the readers and the fan bases, because I feel like you start feeling bad for her, you know, so it's one of those things where I wonder if, you know, people will view her as her own character and not just a villain or a, you know, again, fodder for situations, you know, so.
Well, I'm thinking, what if at one point she's resurrected and she says, you know, hell with this. I don't want to do this anymore. And then she turns over to the other side, you know, and goes to Ricky's side and says, you know, I'm done being on this side of the fence. I don't want to die every time you keep remembering it. And get to the point where she's like, fuck this. I'm done.
The character you'll find has like an inner hatred for the other side of the fence. I don't think there's ever going to be a time where you see her as a happy-go-lucky, I want to be a, you know, a protagonist. I don't think you'll ever find that. I'm not saying she's ever going to stay, you know, and hang out where she's at all the time. I'm just saying that
changes are coming.
You'll see a lot of that in issue 4. You'll get a lot of her.
Honestly, I'm sorry.
No, please, by all means.
No, I was just saying. Honestly, this is, you know, sometimes I'm oblivious to a lot of things. I actually didn't twig too much to her dying and being reborn and as to what that was until like 2, and then 3 is really what brought it home. And I saw the escalation of the crazy, but it took a minute for me to realize why. And I'm like, by issue 3, what brought home, I'm like, oh, this poor girl. To an extent, I mean, I don't, you know, she's not crazy, and it shows, and I don't like her. She's a great villain, but I'm like, Ooh.
Right.
Oh.
She can be a cool bad guy. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that she's, we as people, we don't look at villains as villains anymore. That's one of those things that is, I think, fallen to the wayside where, like, if you ask April or you ask Bladen or anything, I really don't work in, absolutes. I'm a big fan of gray area. And I think that all of our stories can play in a realm of blacks and whites and camo. You know what I mean? It's a very
You said camo.
it's a fun area for us to be in because
Oh, that made April very happy.
well, that was my point. That's
I
what I was.
really did. I'm trying to be so good. I'm just not.
I know you
I'm
are.
just not
I
good at
appreciate
making it.
No, not at all. So
Not gonna
I
happen.
appreciate the attempt. No, there's a lot going on with the character. She's got a lot of growth coming in her direction and stuff, and we'll be using her a lot. One thing I'm excited about, and I know that there's a lot of folks out there that are really, really hyped about, is If It Hops is about to drop. And as much as I love all of our IPs, If It Hops gets the biggest buildup from the fan base. Right? So
You like the bunny.
yeah, they like the bunny, and I'm okay with it. I'm a big fan of the bunny myself. There's and April's excited because she got to work on this particular issue, which is very cool to me because that's her
Very
favorite
excited to see
series.
her work. Yes.
So her getting to work on it is a lot of fun. I'm hyped to see what everybody thinks about it. What I've seen so far has been awesome. It's been really, really good. And Bladen's doing the inks and stuff on it, so it looks really, really good between the two of them. I think you guys are going to enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, it was cool to see Bladen. He was working on
And
it
then you
last
get a
week with me and
combo
Shiny.
color.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he was working on it live with you last weekend, which is very, very cool. I think that you guys are going to start. We'll start showing you more and more. You got to see that beautiful Bladen Hunter cover just recently. Let me see if I can bring that one up. It's always cool to me when he and I work together all the time. But it's really cool to me just when we get to work on a book together that is a book that he and I started from the bottom together, and not just a book where, because he's our art director, that we're working together on. You know what I mean? Like, I love the cover. There's so much given away on the cover, though. Like, there's
I
so
know.
much given away, and it's just
the bunnies.
The bunnies.
Oh man,
and the colors and the bunnies.
The bunny masks, the whole deal was just so much fun. Everybody's big into Agent K. She's already got her own following, which is so awesome to me because
that is really cool.
I didn't know that was going to be a thing, so I'm very happy about that. But you'll notice though that there, like I said, there's just so much. If you guys come back to this image when we take it off and take a look at it, or you get some time, if you follow us in the Facebook group or on Instagram or Twitch or anything like that, go back and look at the actual image. There's a lot of really fun stuff to see in it, like a lot of really fun stuff. But there's just so many cool covers for this issue that I'm blown away by all of them. I think that this is like, April and I talk about it all the time, that every book we put out, we do better. It's something that we take pride in as a team, that we're consistently improving. Like, here's a great cover from Anvu. I love these colors, April. These colors, like,
yeah,
that is
who? All right,
John
April,
Lee was the colorist for that, and he did.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, I don't know how he found it. Sent him my way. Let's give this a shot. The colorist is Sean Lee, and I was just wow. He had out the best in what On was able to offer for agents. It was a favorite. Really,
I'm sure
really
we'll see him again.
excited. Between this and My Metal Girl. Oh
I
yeah.
wish I could. I'm not trying to cut April off,
Oh,
but
yeah.
she's cutting out a lot, so I'm not.
Yeah,
trying to
you're
We
at least on
can't
our end. Your
hear you.
video is kind of glitchy.
Yeah, it's real bad. I'm not trying to cut you off. It's super super bad though.
But we agree with you that I thought that was incredible depth in those colors. That cover's amazing.
He's absolutely insane. Like his color work is absolutely beautiful. You know, she brought up My Metal Girl. I
Mhm.
wish I could show you guys My Metal Girl. like I
I've
really
seen
wish.
hints, and I'm really excited.
Not yet though.
No, like we can't even
Not
show
yet.
you.
No,
Like,
not
there-
yet. He's not.
Yeah, it's funny. We got more.
HR has
wild
spoken.
covers.
You're not allowed.
Yeah, HR has spoken. We got more wild covers for My Metal Girl than we got normal covers. So, I literally cannot show you guys a quarter of the covers.
But it's funny because as you're going through and you're letting out hints a little bit
Hey,
more and more,
Josh.
kind of what
Have
it.
a good
Hey,
night.
Josh. It's about what it's about and kind of the style. I think that makes sense to in a lot of ways because it's just
For
that just kind
sure.
of lends itself. Yeah.
It's a very like, you know, oh my gosh, what was that movie with Wolverine in it? Not X-Men. The actor Wolverine, Hugh Jackman, the robot movie, the boxing movie.
Oh,
Steel.
Real Steel.
Real
Real
Steel.
Steel. Okay. So it's you know, it's a lot like that. You know, you're making pretty girls, you know, they're out there kicking ass. I don't know of you know, it's funny because when we look right now at you know, Western style animation and stuff like that versus Eastern style animation, and we look at comic books versus mangas, and I love the idea of how beautifully written most mangas are. You know, it's funny because you have these amazing stories that people just don't get to see because they don't read that medium. You know, so I was like, let's, you know, we'll do our own thing and we'll show people, you know, some of the art styles, but ours is full style, it's a full size comic book, you know, and you're not reading left or right to left, you are reading left to right, of course.
It's just the style.
It's just the art style, just the, you know, the storytelling style of it. And we've all had such a blast. Like literally have had such a blast working on it. The artwork coming in is beautiful. Like it's just you know, April could tell you, can attest to it. The line artist is the colorist, is the everything except for the writer and layout designer. He decided he wanted to be everything. And
Wow. That's quite an undertaking.
it is
It
such
is a lot of work.
because not only go ahead.
It's not that he decided, it's just that he gave us that opportunity. And
Okay.
we're like, yeah, run with it. That'll
Yeah.
bring the artwork to its fullest potential.
And it's insane because like when we look at a American or a comic artist, we want to say American. When you look at a comic artist versus a traditional mangaka, the art is very, very different. It's very, very different. So to have someone that knows the style and stuff was really cool for us, you know, and that was one reason I wanted to jump on the opportunity because I mean he's also lettering the book. So it's just so cool because he knows exactly where he wants to put everything. He's, you know, it's just a very different type of thing for us, a very different type of adventure. So I think that you guys are really gonna enjoy it. I'm boning up on my love story stuff, you know what I mean? So I'm getting a little bit more in there, you know. And if you guys are familiar with harem stories, you better stop. I'm putting more in the jar for you. You just chill out a little bit. So, but if you're familiar with like the harem stories, we are giving you guys a very full harem story with that. So it should be a lot of fun. I'm really excited about the stories that are coming up this month. we are, if it hops, we'll have a different campaign than My Metal Girl. And we'll see. We'll see how it pans out.
So I got a question for you, Dustin.
Please.
We just did, the 2-a-day, the Underland 2 and Kill Cam. How was that for you as the publisher? Was that a lot of extra work to have 2 and 1? Did you see a good benefit out of having the 2, or is it 1 better for you as the publisher?
I am loaded questions, Nate. Loaded questions.
You told me to ask real questions.
I know
Questions.
you're always allowed to ask, man. Whatever you want to ask, and I'll answer. No, I don't think it was. I think I've heard from a bunch of fans. I've heard from a bunch of backers. It's harder on their wallet to do the 2-for-1s, even with us trying to. In reality, we're trying to help. We were trying to help save money.
Yeah.
It's what it boils down to is people are not able to get everything they want when they're together like that, because we price our books in a way that's very affordable for people. Mm-hmm. So when we offer 10 covers that are very affordable, they can get what they want. But when we offer 20 covers for 2 different books that are very affordable, now you're having to make decisions about what you want to pick up. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's been the feedback. The feedback is, it's easier for us to work on the 1 book versus 2 books. So what we've decided to do is to go back and run the 1 book per campaign. Because again, it's not just it's not just what you're being able to get at one point in time. I was looking at it myself, and I was like, it could be misconstrued even as overwhelming. You know what I mean? When you get on there, and it's like we try to keep our cover count to like 5, but they end up being like 10 because you have your wild covers and stuff. Mm-hmm. But we try to keep our covers to about 5 to 7 at most. You know what I mean? And it's one of those things where when you guys have feedback, I listen to it. I'm very cognizant of your thoughts and your feelings and stuff. So I'm like, okay, well, let's say that Nate can get 2 issues here, like at this time of the month. Kickstarter doesn't even charge you for 5 weeks because we run 3-week campaigns. Mm-hmm. So you're not even going to get charged for X amount of days. So a lot of people will go, okay, well, Dustin's next campaign is in 3 weeks. That gives me plenty of time to put away $30 or whatever it is to get whatever I want to get, So I think that's what we've taken away from this. It's just easier for folks. And I respect the overseas type of shipping and stuff. I respect that. And I know it's more expensive. My suggestion for stuff like that for our overseas fans is even like, hey, watch the campaigns. You know what I mean? Find out which book you want to pick up.
And go to the website.
Next campaign. Yeah. Just let me know if you want to add it. You know what I mean? And you look, if you reach out to me on any platform, I answer. It doesn't matter if it's Kickstarter, Facebook, anything that I'm on or a part of. If you reach out to me, I'm going to answer you within 24 hours.
I think that's going to be the unique piece, though, that I think might be more of a success for you, because like I said, I was willing to give it. It was an experiment. I understood your reasonings why doing the 2, and I was willing to give it a shot. But like you said, it's like in some ways it was cool and fun, but honestly, yeah, I was overwhelmed with sometimes the covers and trying to choose and trying to budget, and it was a little harder. So, but I think also too, unlike others, though, not everybody is as receptive in the campaigns to be able to say, you're willing to do that. You're willing to say, hey, watch the campaign and then contact me and we can add. Not everybody does that. So I think that's going to be a huge bonus for us. And that's the customer service and the things that is unique to you.
Well, we're grateful for the fan. Again, the lifeblood of the industry. You know what I mean? April's back. We love her to pieces. Welcome back.
Let me so as far as you can throw me.
Exactly. So,
And she's changed scenario scenes now. She's moved
Piece of
a
shit.
little bit.
Gotcha.
You're coming through much clearer. So
Yes.
It's on my phone, which is like
oh, okay.
Well, it's so like we do our best to make sure that we take care of you guys. That's always our primary concern, is making sure that the fan base is happy, making sure that you guys get what you want out of these campaigns.
Well, most
You know-
everybody is like really, they understand that especially the international shipping is just horrendous.
It
So
is-
I mean that's
it is
across the board and they understand it, but that's the first I've heard of
Hey,
somebody saying,
LC.
here's the way that we want to try and help you with that.
Right.
So,
So we did. And like I said, so like if you were to look at my messages on like Kickstarter, it's always about, what can we get? Where can we find this? Where can we find that? The new website, the old website's getting a really nice revamp. I've been talking to Russ for a couple weeks on that. He's been working on that, and it's starting to look really, really good. And then we'll also be on Amazon starting in the next couple weeks. So for you Prime members, that'll be really, really cool. And there's
You're gonna go onto Amazon?
Yeah.
Are you gonna just do exclusively trade paperback, or what are you gonna?
So what we're gonna do with the Amazon stuff is we're gonna put the trade paperbacks on there, but we're also going to do like catch up books on Amazon that are going to be a little bit cheaper, but they're not going to have the full 32 pages. They'll have 24 pages. They won't have what you guys get on your Kickstarters, because that's very important to us, that the Kickstarter backers get those additional things.
so it'll be more like the Kickstarter exclusive versus a retail version.
Well,
I mean, kind of, because I know a lot. Some of the
It's
other
almost
publishers
like a
do that
second
too. They
print,
put
right?
out Kickstarters and then they do a smaller version for.
Right, it's like a second printing. You're
Yeah.
getting this is the second print. The second prints are always going to Amazon for the folks that have never bought from us before, and we're hoping with that'll lead them to our regular website, and you'll be able to pick up the Kickstarter versions from the regular website and stuff like that. That's my hope.
I like it.
But that means that you've got to print out a whole nother version. But if you have stuff already on hand.
But I won't have those. The goal is to not have those books on hand. I've got, so right now and something that we're going to talk about for this summer is there are 6 long boxes of inventory from Ethereal here at my house right now. And it's like, I'm going to actually be shipping that to so many different people. We're going to be doing giveaways. We're going to be doing stuff for like April and Bladen have, tons of, I'm getting feedback from somewhere. Are you guys hearing the feedback?
Yeah.
Was it that? I guess it was. Sorry, April. Eric!
For a change, it wasn't me. You already muted it.
No, it was
still
not
going
funny. Oh, piece of shit phone. So no, can you hear the hissing in the air? Like it's there. It's like palpable. Like it's almost like the cat is licking your face. There's so much hiss in the air.
She's gonna get you. You're screwed.
No. I am the one safe individual.
You're gonna have to throw in a few camos there to appease her.
Yeah. Camos, some gray.
I've got new stories, man. I got new stories.
You just better mute your little thing over there. I'll mute you.
I will, for the general populace. But
Oh my God, you better stop. Anyway, so so we've got a lot of things in the pipe that are going on right now that we're really, really excited about. And we'll be letting you guys know more and more as things come. But I could not be happier about the issues we're about to put out. The new artwork coming in is beautiful. Like it's beautiful. April's every time I turn around, she's showing me some beautiful artwork I didn't even know was coming. So we got all the new stories coming out. If you look at, I don't see it. You see it before I do. Don't give me side eye. You see all except maybe the Devin Massey I saw last night before you. I think.
Now it's coming. Who authorizes this?
You and Blade and Hunter before I even get a peek anymore.
Side eye.
Side eye of judgment.
The sad part is when Bladed teases me with like a little bit of the cover, and like he doesn't let me see the rest of it. I'm like, you suck.
Hey, look, that June cover.
Oh.
Holy crap in a hat. And we only showed a little bit of that on Facebook today, but that June cover is
On fire.
Oh my gosh, Shawnee saw it. It's
Is-
absolutely
Is a code brown moment.
it's a code yellow moment. It is a code yellow for sure. For those of you guys that don't know what a code yellow is, stick around with Ethereal and you'll learn what code yellow is, I promise. Especially if you're at a show with us.
Whether you want to or not.
Oh, you'll learn all about code yellow.
And then we'll find ourselves at like the Taco Bell drive-thru.
Oh my gosh. And the Taco Bell lady will be trying to get her,
with the button
her
shirt of
bosom
doom.
to fall out on my face while I'm trying to order my meal. And yeah, that happens. So if you're ever at a show with us, make sure you hang out and go to Taco Bell. It's never a dull moment, I promise. It is never a dull moment. If you're hanging out with Ethereal, you're having a good time. I mean, there's no getting around that. We have a good time. And if Tequila is there, we're having an even better time.
Then we can do complex math.
I like tequila.
Complex math. Yeah. If April's daughters are calling, there's complex math to be done. So, and if Tequila's there, it gets done at an expedited pace, we'll say.
And that's how I found out that they automatically start charging the gratuity before you've even finished your drink. I'm like, I'm not even drunk enough to authorize this. That's not even nice.
This is too much money too early. Hold on.
I usually tip really, really good, but if you automatically tax on 15% the moment you walk in the door, then that's all you get. I'm real sorry.
Yeah, dude. No, we're not playing that game. So
No, I don't blame you.
I think I'm actually going to a show tomorrow morning to take Lieris her store exclusives for Epicos in Chattanooga. So I'm going to drive to Nashville tomorrow morning, drop some books off to her and Brandon. So really excited about that. I wish I could share them with you guys because they're beautiful. She does amazing exclusives for Epicos every month, just about for our books, and we're very, very grateful. Epicos is in Chattanooga, one of the coolest little comic shops I've ever been in. Great folks in there, really, really cool atmosphere. So if you're in Chattanooga, check out Epicos. Awesome spot to pick up some Ethereal books.
Well, she just does amazing work. It's so
Oh man,
almost so very surreal in a way. But
the cover that she just did for this Underland issue was just man. And then April cut that bitch in half and made it like a connecting cover.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That made me happy.
I was like, man. Well, we had, if you guys looked all the way down, like I said, I know there was a lot. I know that there was a lot on this campaign, and I think some of it got lost in the shuffle a little bit. So we'll bring back a lot of these covers for you guys to see and stuff. So they're not, you guys aren't going to miss out on them. But there's also another beautiful connecting cover set that Bladen and April did, and for Kill Cam. And I was absolutely in love with it. I know that April spent a good, a year of her life just about coloring that fucking thing.
3 weeks.
Oh, wow. Well, it shows. You did an amazing job.
It's beautiful. Like it was. I already told her I'm blowing it up poster size and hanging it in my office, all 3 of them. So, because they were stunning. There are times when, like I mentioned earlier, we all feel like we grow and we are better with every product we put out, and we normally do free stickers, right? We throw in a free sticker with just about every book we put out. And so recently we started doing the sticker packets you could get as well. And the sticker packets were just so much fun. So we'll be doing more of them in the future. We're taking a break on the pillowcases just because of the way the world is going right this second. Our last order of pillowcases that went out will be here in the next 4 to 6 weeks. It is in customs right now. So those of you that ordered your If It Hops pillowcases with your double G's and whatnot, they will be here in the
Double
next
doublies.
weeks.
Just for clarification, it's not me that's causing the static.
Do what?
Is it me? I don't
It's
think
not
me.
me causing the static.
No. I was hearing myself twice. Like I would hear myself again, like a feedback loop is what I was hearing. It's definitely not you causing static. I could just hear myself.
But does that mean I can get taken out of the timeout corner?
I suppose.
Oh,
I don't know.
I suppose. So Nate, you've got issue 2 of BGD. You're going to do that review next, right? Is that what you're working on next?
nope.
No, what are you doing next?
If It Hops one.
If It Hops 1. Okay, right on. I'm
I'm
excited.
gonna kind of
to see
like go back and forth between like the different issues, like
it. Right on.
especially the listener. That's gonna take me a while because
Right.
there's multiple issues with that. So I might do like a couple of back to backs with that one, but
For
I
sure.
want to get If It Hops 1 done, then start working, Fallen Leaves when that comes out. Then
Yeah,
go
I
back
have
to
that here right now. Fallen Leaves is here. So that's as soon as the next, I've only got a couple more BGD to put out. I am right now having a conundrum with shipping for Fallen Leaves because we're waiting on these coasters to come in just to send Fallen Leaves out. And I'm just like, do people give a shit enough about the coasters to want to wait 2 more weeks, or do they just want me to send the books out? It's one of those things where it's like you're already getting your additional pages, you're getting your mini print, you're getting your stickers. Do you want to wait for the coaster? I mean, I don't know. It's just something it's up in the air with me right now because I could start putting out Fallen Leaves tomorrow, but I didn't know if people would want to wait for the coaster or not.
I'm one of those that I appreciate the swags and the goodies and little things, but honestly, the books for me, it's like I'd
Right,
rather have the
that's how
books
I
than
feel
wait for
about
the,
it.
the tchotchkes. So, but that's my
Right.
personal opinion.
well,
But
like
that's most of what I'm hearing. You know what I mean? So we'll probably end up having the last of BGD out tomorrow, and then we'll have Fallen Leaves started on Monday or Tuesday going out. They're beautiful. Those books are absolutely next level. I'm almost done with issue 3 to send to Gabriel.
Ooh, okay.
Gabriel is working diligently on issue 2. I spoke to him the other night. He's rocking out pages.
Is April cracking the whip?
She is
I'm on
definitely
track.
cracking the whip for me. But she doesn't crack the whip. She's got like a taser that she zaps folks with.
That's on
Yeah,
my
At cattle prod, long reach.
beat 'em up.
that's on my
Yeah.
list.
Oh my gosh. Well, so you've got that's in production right now. You've got Ed Garcia working on Greed and The Listener right now. There's a bunch of stuff that's in production, which is great. I'm grateful to work on so many teams with like so many different teams, so that like every time you turn around, you're seeing art from somebody or another. I cannot tell you how cool some of these projects are, and we can talk about them now because they're in April's Give a Shit window. And like not only do you have like My Metal Girl coming out, which is a brand new IP, then you've got Cretaceous coming out, which is a brand new IP. And then not only do you have Cretaceous, but you've got There Be Shadows coming out, and all of them are beautiful. Like I can tell you now, every page I see is better than the last.
I literally am like, oh my gosh, we just have to choose one. It's a hard choice. It's a real hard choice.
Well, you showed that cover today from There Be Shadows, and you know how much I love that book. So that's my number one for this year. So
I think that There Be Shadows is going to be a big one for a lot of folks. I think My Metal Girl is going to be a big one for a lot of folks. Cretaceous is going to be something I think that those of us that are dinosaur fans and like old school, like your I'm trying to think of what you would call those action heroes. When we were kids, we had action heroes, and I think we didn't have superheroes so much because we didn't have the technology to really do those movies back in the day. So we had action stars. You had your Sylvester Stallone, you have your Jean-Claude Van Damme, your Arnold Schwarzeneggers. We had those kind of guys. And I think that if you enjoy your Donnie Yens and stuff, if you enjoyed those kind of guys, you're really going to enjoy Cretaceous, because it is probably the most balls to the wall book we've done yet. Like, I don't know that there's a moment of downtime, because I think that, like, so when I started writing Theater 7, it was a very different genre type for me. It was it's fun and it's whimsical and it's just it's very Devin Massey, and I love that. Like, I love it so much. And I mean, you can ask anybody on the team. I wrote the book for him. The book was literally written for him. And so, like, when I did that, I had moved into a different realm of writing. And then when we did Frog Legs right after, again, it was a different style of writing for me. I had never really written a love story before, so we moved into all these different directions. And when we put out BGD4, we started reaching back into the horror element of what I would write, and it was more action based and stuff. So when Cretaceous came about and I was fucking with it one night, I was just like, oh my God, yes, big guns, big explosions, all kinds of gory action. Give me some of that. Like, I needed it like in my fucking veins that night. So I sat and I wrote that book. And now every time I look at it, I'm just like, yeah. Like, yeah. Like, suit the
White and camo.
Yes. Give me the black, white, and camo.
Well, it's like the Expendables meets dinosaurs, zombie dinosaurs.
Man, absolutely. And when they got together, they fucked and made Dinosaur Resident Evil. You know what I mean? That's like, that's how I view it. It's like, go ahead, April. I see you.
Claire.
Yeah, exactly. So it's good night, Elsie. It was one of those things where, as I started writing it, I was like, this is badass. And I couldn't put it down. Like, I could not put that fucking book down for anything. Like, it was almost an addictive book to write. Like, most books I can be like, yeah, look, I rocked out 10 to 15 pages. I'll be done for a few weeks and I'll come back to it. But that particular book, I could not put it down to save my fucking life. And like, it's like, I get like that with BGD and If It Hops. Like, those two books, I get real, like, I can't leave my office till they're done type of with me. So April's got some things in her head over there. I'm watching her lips fucking move and shit. Yeah.
Well, it's like you gave me the stuff to review early, so I've been reading that stuff. So, but I've had to be pretty quiet about some of the stuff that you sent me. Because,
for sure.
Really early, some of these ones. But yeah, they're going to be in for a freaking treat once you get to Theater 7 issue 2, the Cretaceous. But even, the one that I started reading before we got started today was Where They Dwell.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You knew I was going to get that one pretty soon, so I started reading that one today. So
yeah,
it's really a fun one. Yes.
Where They Dwell is going to be beautiful. April's excited about Where They Dwell. We actually saw a cover concept from Where They Dwell today. Is really, really cool. And I'm really, really excited about it. You know what? I'm not talking to you anymore tonight. You can sit over there in your fucking corner. Anyway, so
that's okay, April. It'll last about maybe a minute.
Yeah. Nobody puts me in the corner.
Baby in the corner.
So, No, I really think that you guys are going to enjoy Where They Dwell. It's very like we've done spiritual horror and stuff with the listener, and spiritual action and stuff, but I think that Where They Dwell is a whole different animal, like a whole different animal. And I think you guys are really going to enjoy that one. We're not going to give away too much about it, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And if you're a fan of like The Exorcist and stuff, you'll probably really enjoy it.
Mhm.
I had a hell of a good time writing it. Like I a hell of a good time putting it together.
I found a spooky video on like Instagram. I was like, oh my god,
No,
the wall, like picking up the girl's hair from the couch. And I'm like,
right. It was terrifying.
a little bit, yes.
Yeah, it was horrifying. So, but I do think that people are going to dig that one. We've also got. I'm working on issue 2 of Frog Legs right now. I know Elberty's jonesing to get into that. So we'll be working on that here shortly. But I think that you guys have a lot of really cool stuff coming to you here shortly. And I couldn't be happier with, like I said, with any of the products coming out. With when it comes to like Cretaceous, like I said, it's probably going to be the goriest thing we've ever put out, and that's okay. I'm super okay with it. Like I'm going to be honest with you, no bullshit. The interior artist did a panel that was very, very different than we had intended, and we ran with it. And just because it's gonna be fucking
all right then, print it.
yeah. Well, like it's funny because like I know Bladen saw the thumbnails, and the thumbnail looked so different than the actual panel that he got, because he was like, yeah, send that, it'll work. And I get it, and I'm like, that's not what the fuck I wrote. So I'm looking at it and going, what goddamn page is that on? And so I fucking looking at it, and I'm going, oh my god, I have to change the entire fucking story because of one panel. Go print it. So,
I'm up for a challenge. I can do this.
yeah, no. Well, it's funny because it works regardless. It's just like I told you guys before, when it comes to Cretaceous, you never know who's going to make it to the end of each issue. Like it's never going to be a guarantee that any individual is going to make it from book 1 to book 2, book 2 to book 3, so on and so forth, because we have a steady influx, a way of having an influx of characters to the story that it's just, you never know. This individual may replace that individual as the main character, the main protagonist, and it's a lot of fun because I feel like as I like depth in my stories. And when I started putting this together, initially it was like a romp. It was literally going to be a romp that you could pick up, put down, have a good time with it. And the more I wrote it, the more I was like, I let my head get into it, and it had to have more depth. Like I was like, oh my God, I need another layer. Oh wait, that's real good writing. Let's add another layer.
Dustin doesn't do superficial well.
I don't do shallow very well. So I started, I put more and more into it than I had originally planned. And then all of a sudden it was, instead of a feel-good romp, now all of a sudden it was like survival horror mystery thing on accident. And, but I think that it's very different than anything else we've put out before, and Nate, you've read it.
I've read it. I mean, they're going to be blown away, especially towards the end. Like, I want to see what Salt and Pepper look like in color.
Yeah. Yeah. I really,
just that one part, I was like, holy crap.
Yeah. I think it'll be a lot of fun. The whole deal with the elevator is going to be an exciting experience for folks. And, I think that the interior artist is very, very talented. And the artwork looks to me, it looks a lot like, why can I never remember his goddamn name?
For which one?
For fucking Cretaceous. It looks like the dude that does Hellboy, and I can't remember his name.
Mike Mignola.
Mike Mignola.
It's Brian Azura.
No. I know Brian's name, but I was trying to think of Magnola's name, and I couldn't fucking remember Magnola's name. I mean, it's
His
just
shadows that he does, and it, just like he did with
his
Hellboy, BVRD.
his line work's really good. His inks are fucking impeccable. So I think that you guys are really, really going to enjoy all this. Well, that's a Blade and Hunter BGD page is what that is right there. That's fictitious.
Oh yeah,
That is definitely
Oh,
not
darn.
Vasquez blowing everyone away.
Well, I start looking through these images and I'm like, oh, that's dope. That's dope. Wrong image.
Still dope, just wrong image.
Yeah, still dope. Just wrong image. I mean, just like that one with there's a listener splash page.
Cool.
That's gonna be really, really cool too.
Mhm.
But there's that's not what I was looking for either. But like this was one of the first pages that we got.
This is where Dustin gets himself in trouble because he keeps cycling through and all of a sudden something
Yeah.
will pop up and
Crap,
HR is going to
something.
say, no, I can't do that.
Well, the worst thing is like if we have a meeting, right? If we have a meeting, all the goddamn images in the overlay are connected to the meeting. So, and my infinite wisdom, I'm a very simple man. Okay. So, like when I put shit together, I normally have notes or sticky notes or something to remind me. So, none of these fucking files are named right on the side of the goddamn thing over here. So I'm just like, yeah. April's like, you fucking jackass.
Folder.
So anyway,
April's got an uphill battle.
it's okay.
Back in my
I
shape.
could be a lot worse than I am. I promise. I could be a lot fucking worse.
But why
Don't
would
tell her that.
April knows. April has seen me be bottom of the barrel once or twice.
Like, wait, what? No, but on Sunday.
Somebody get Jesus in here. We need some fucking help.
Oh, Jesus Ate video this one.
But no, there's just a lot of really, really cool stuff going out, and I can't wait till you guys see it. Have you read My Metal Girl yet, Nate?
Nope, not yet. I'm trying to get through. I was trying to get the review done first.
Right on.
I've seen some of the images, for it, so I kind of get an idea. Like this one. This reminds me of Astro Boy all over again. When I was a kid.
Yeah.
It's like building, but this is a almost X-rated girl that he's building instead. So it's like, okay, Ghost in the Shell meets Astro Boy.
It is probably the toughest book in the Blue Label when it comes to that regard. And
it's
it is
so
not,
close.
It is not, again, the difference between art and pornography needs to be understood. There is no pornography in My Metal Girl. It's just a lot of nudity.
Well, and you got to remember too, she's not a human being either.
That's true. That's
she
a
is
fact.
an android. So
Well, you look at that like a fleshlight, right?
exactly.
So
Turn it on, turn it off. It's a tool.
Right. I can say that online and not get in trouble.
I said it, you didn't, so you're safe.
Clap on, clap off.
Right.
Exactly.
Oh, clap off. No.
So nobody's gonna anyway.
Oh my gosh. Hateful tonight.
Oh, it was so
Jesus.
funny.
Oh. Anyway, so Shawnee, you got your BGD stuff in.
I did.
I know you got the Free the Lizard variant.
Mm-hmm.
What else did you get?
Well.
Show and tell time.
Thought like that. Ew.
No, it's great.
I'm just
So-
curious because in reality, I don't fucking remember.
So I got Ruben Rosas.
Oh yeah. Well, we love Ruben, and we know Shawnee's a friend of Ruben. Ruben's
I
a
love
really
Ruben.
good dude.
Ruben's good, people.
Such a
Thank you.
nice dude, right? Like,
Really is. I love hanging out with him. He's just really talented and he's just down to earth and sweet. So
what a
I got,
oh my gosh.
McDaniel,
Legit-
the back cover.
Yeah, the Jonathan McDaniel. Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure.
That's really
You
cool.
know,
I like the
Jonathan-
uniqueness of it. I thought that was really neat.
Jonathan does what do you call that, April? The life posing.
What?
He paints live models is what he paints. Like they'll pose for him to take there.
I like the cosplay covers.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, he has like models that he works with that'll pose so he can, you know, paint them. Really, really talented dude.
Yeah, I love the skin tone colors and just
Yeah,
really-
man, just
Yeah.
such a nice guy too. That's another really, really kind human being, Jonathan McDaniel, guys. If you don't know him, go ahead and give him a follow. He's a really, really cool human.
I
that
liked
guy.
it too because I mean, you know me, I love my sexy covers, so and everything else and everything. But I just thought that the fierceness of that was just
Yeah.
really cool. That
Oh my
drew me in,
gosh,
so
for
I
sure.
had to get something a little
He did a
different.
beautiful cover for Fallen Leaves as well,
Mhm.
where it's like an autumn cover, very, very pretty. He actually the colors are very reminiscent to the one that April did with Devin Massey. Very pretty colors.
And then I got Regbo,
Oh,
1 million BC.
Regbo.
Yeah,
It's
Oh,
sad
yeah.
that she just passed away not long ago, right?
No.
Like, holy cow. Like, I
Yeah.
could not believe that. The cover, I had just got that cover in hand and she passed away.
Yep. I saw the news. I was pretty devastated. I'm like, every time I see on the news now, it's like a happiness, a sad. I'm like,
Yeah,
well,
dude. Like,
okay, universe, knock it off.
yeah.
Yeah.
Slow your roll, universe. We need some
Exactly.
positivity around here.
I got the amazing Lena Dye cover.
That is my
I-
favorite Lena Dye to date.
Yeah.
Like, it is honestly my favorite one.
Mhm.
Like the
I-
like first.
I love the
stocking-
cover colors. I love the pose. It's just fun.
You know, and we've gotten so much feedback about that particular cover because people have asked if we somehow lit the back of it to do the art, and we were like, "What? No, nothing. Nothing like
It
that."
glows.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It has
it's
that
really,
effect. Yeah, the colors.
It's really good looking for sure, for sure.
And last but not least,
Oh, who doesn't love a Steph Wilson? I
Gotta
mean,
have
come
stuff,
on.
Wilson.
Everybody loves a good Steph Wilson. And you know what? And Carrie Ann, that was a really cool cover because the bruising, I thought, was very, very
Yeah.
interesting on that piece.
Yep.
Like, wow.
So,
Yeah, and she also colored the mini print that's in the back of that package. The artwork's by Bladen Hunter, and she colored the mini print.
Huh.
trying to get it without the reflection.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, sir. You got
There we
it.
go. We've got it. So,
Yeah. She
so
colored
that was my lovely VGD.
Oh man. So you got another one coming here in the next week and a half or so. So that'll be great. Nate's got another
More.
one. coming.
well,
Um,
remember to hold mine until you get the stuff from Bladen.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Did you? Oh, what are we getting from Bladen for you? Hold on, what? What are we getting?
So I bought the
You got
page.
the original art, right?
That's
original-
right.
yeah.
That's right. Hell yeah. No, I will hold on to it because he is I know that he's got two sketch covers for this campaign that he's sending me that he's working on right now. So
Very cool.
I'll be sending those out to everybody and whatnot. I have a couple other little things that I want to talk to you guys about before we get out of here tonight. And I appreciate you hanging with us and putting up with my shit as usual.
Oh,
But so we're doing the next BGD on the 12th. I cannot wait for you guys to see how beautiful the interiors are that our management team have done. I mean, they're absolutely stunning. Like, they really are beautiful little pages. April and Bladen really killed these pages, and David Acampo is just, too much. Just too much. So I can't wait for you guys to see them. There's some really cool covers coming out. We've shown you guys a few of them. But it's coming out on the 9th. We'll go live on the 9th. And then 2 weeks after that, which puts us at like the 22nd, I think. So you got why won't that open? All right. So next week on Friday should be the pre-order start for If It Hops. And then on the 23rd, you should have the pre-order start for My Metal Girl. And we're trying to do that to see how, I think that's a better route for us. And I think you guys will enjoy that. So, and that way it's two campaigns. You get to look at the campaigns and not get overwhelmed by all the amount of artwork and stuff. and
So rather than two together, it's kind of more of an overlap.
for sure. And we've also
Okay.
talked about something. April and Bladen and I have talked about making the books 30 pages and not making the additional pages as part of a stretch goal. You know, that's something we've talked about a few times. And
Say that you're going to make it automatically 30 pages because I thought you were going to stay at the 24 page.
no, for the no, because we always get there anyway. We always, I mean, you know, so why treat it like it's not going to happen? You know what I mean? So we're going to do the
Apparently, that's a conversation that needs to happen again. So
She's giving you that look.
exactly. So apparently, some clarification and communication needs to happen
Hey.
over there with management. So
You know what? When the story arc requires 30 pages, you do 30 pages. If the story arc requires 24, you do 24. You don't need more. You just
For
need
sure.
story.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
I don't care.
That's the clarification.
okay,
How many pages am I supposed to actually pencil?
that's what she cares about.
That's the clarification. If the story requires us to do more, we will. Like when we were, you know, we talked about doing the Stitches stuff, right? The
Mhm.
Stitches has actually been very popular with people. Those stories have become very. I've taken on a life of their own almost.
Mhm. Yep.
So his additional pages will actually be put together in his own release at some point. I know that for the trade paperback, it will be together. Like
Cool.
all of the Stitches pages will be together, and you'll be able to read them straight through without like going through issue 2 of BGD, issue 3, issue 4, so on and so forth. You'll get all three of the 6 pages together. So it'll be like an 18-page story in the back of the trade paperback that you guys will get for that particular endeavor. And I'm ecstatic about that. I still have to write the last of it, so very,
I agree.
very
I think, you know, just as long as the number of pages matches what the story requires, you know, we don't care.
Oh, I love it.
I think, you know, I think the overlap, I can handle overlap better. That makes sense to me because then I concentrate on one,
Absolutely.
get some time, and then I can, you know, I'm fine with
For
overlap.
sure. Well, doing it that way,
Yeah.
doing it that way ends up being a bill a month versus 2 bills a month, or you know what I mean. It also ends up being cheaper in the long run for the buyer. You know what I mean? Because you don't feel like you have to choose one or the other, or you're going to miss out or anything like that. I mentioned Russ working on the website. All of the books that we have that are unlimited print will most likely be on there. I'm also looking at doing the most popular 3 of each book and putting the most popular 3 of each book on there, so you guys will be able to pick through those. You know, really, really excited about being on Amazon. Stoked about being on Twitch. You know, there's a lot that we're moving into. And Bladen and April come up with cool stuff all the time that I'm just like, oh man, I didn't even know that was a thing. So I'm constantly looking at stuff. They just taught me about Fiverr not long ago, so I've learned about Fiverr. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do a Linktree, and then I learned there was a better thing than Linktree today. So I'm just like constantly trying to pick up on ways to increase
Learning new stuff. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they always say that if a shark stops swimming, it dies, right? Like and I'm not worried about dying, but I am worried about not being able to keep up with myself. Like if I slow down, I'll get to the point where I'm like, I don't think I'm doing enough. So I constantly am pushing myself to improve. Again, that's, one of the biggest things with us is, not accepting things that aren't good enough. You know what I mean?
True.
Like,
But I think for you do have to be careful with that balance though, because it's true. All of us in whatever capacity have to always try to strive to improve, learn, grow. But you need to be careful because sometimes you have to balance it out with not overdoing it. and as all of us do,
I am
because
the
there's
chief of overdoing.
yeah,
So no, I am.
because we don't want you burning
I'm-
out. We want you to
Oh my gosh.
steady. Yes.
For sure. Well, I'm grateful because I have two of the best teammates a guy could ever fucking ask for anything we do. And
Yes.
even
And we
though
love you too, so we're going to harp on you and keep you
No,
trying to keep you in
I
line.
appreciate it.
Mhm.
You know, and then Nate's been such a pleasure to have working with, and you know, he's, oh my gosh, such a positive personality. Shawnee, he's almost like a male Shawnee. Like he is like he
I'm
is
sorry,
literally
Nate.
such a
I didn't mean to
happy
insult.
person.
You've just been insulted.
No,
I think.
I'll
you
take it
guys
as a compliment. Damn it, I'll
That's
take
not
it.
an insult at all. You guys are like two of the happiest people I've ever had the pleasure of meeting in my entire life. You know,
This is some of my favorite time right here, is being able to hang out with y'all and chat and talk and
oh my gosh, we have way too much fun. Way too much fun.
Well, I'll say
You know-
this: I mean, like during my, we were talking earlier, I work 60 hours a week, and I got 5 kids, and I still look forward to this every week because it's a way to relax and talk to my friends. You know, and that's
For
to me,
sure.
that's the biggest thing is like we get to talk about what I enjoy, those comic books, and talk about real world things. You know, so we're not afraid to talk about real world things. You know, and that tells you that's true friendship, and you know that's what it's all about is having fun.
You should always have a good time, right? Like
Exactly.
I've worked a job where I beat myself to the ground. You know what I mean? I've been there. I've been in a job that was so physically demanding that it was just awful. You know what I mean? But I'm grateful to every job I've ever worked. I'll never say that I wasn't grateful. But like I've never had a job where I could be like, damn, there's a code yellow. And April would be like, oh shit, that's a code yellow. And then, you know what I mean? Then she's like, oh yeah, make sure you don't code brown. And I'm like, oh fuck. You know, it's one of those
You got to
things
get out of the
where-
chair for that one.
Man, look,
yeah.
we were sitting in this hotel. We were sitting in this hotel, and it was the middle of the night, and Keith Coker was with us. We were sitting in the middle of this hotel, and like we had a room there, April and I, and Keith had drove from Orlando to come visit or whatever and hang out and shoot the shit. We love Keith. Keith, if you watch this, man, it's always such a pleasure. But so we're sitting there. I don't know what the fuck code yellow came from, but this chick walked by.
Wearing a yellow outfit, like Judy.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. I have the worst memory ever.
Self-explanatory.
So, and it's not.
This is
it's
why
medically induced worst memory. So feel free to poke fun. But so anyway, so she walks by and she's got on this yellow outfit, and it was like she demanded everyone's attention, like everyone's attention.
Oh yeah.
Is that what
Ah.
it was?
Keep it. It was cold in there.
I don't remember what it was. I just remember that everybody had turned and was paying attention.
But like, seriously, it was like
So after that, everybody that was like that.
So
was
she
like,
had
"Oh,
serious
yeah."
arthritis with some glass cutters, huh?
Yeah.
But it was also like what was it, like a it wasn't like a fetish
Well, it kind of was a
Yeah, like-
kind of was a fetish type of.
back, and I think she was walking between both those venues. Oh,
Yeah. Well, so for
She
you
was
guys
eye
that don't
catching in
know
all
as
sorts
well,
of ways.
we
One of
also do
those people.
pasties here at Ethereal. We do pasties. They're great.
Mhm.
April did those pasty designs. One of these days I'll have to show you guys on Facebook. I won't be able to, or on Instagram. I won't be able to show you on here. But
pasties.
but I have the images where the pasties went. So
It's for.
anyway, the pasties are super cute. They're a little bullet and a carrot that like make a little X. They're adorable.
Oh yeah.
They're absolutely adorable. It was Lieris, Brandon, and I were at a almost like a fetish convention in Chattanooga. And I didn't know what shibari was. I'd never seen anything like that before. I'm pretty vanilla feller, okay? So I was sitting in there selling books and stuff, and then they wheel in this like big wooden thing, And I was like, what is that? Are we going to put a swing on that? That makes sense to me. So all of a sudden, Lieris is like stripped down and hung upside down on this thing. And this other chick walks up and she's like, oh, you have pasties? Can I get some of those? Like completely topless. And this is just like, yeah, bop. And I'm like, that's the best promotion we've ever gotten. You know, rock those on over there. And I'm going to take pictures and put them all over the internet. But no, it was a lot of fun. Man, I'd forgotten that. That was a good time. You know, there's I have like the weirdest things happen to me. Like we drove all the way to Boston to see a bunch of our teammates in Boston. And lo and behold, somehow I got the wrong information and ended up in a different place for dinner than everybody else did.
Oh, okay.
And I was whatever.
Oh Lord, where did you find yourself?
So an individual purposely gave me the wrong information, but that's fine. Anyway, so I was sitting. My mom had drove with me because it's like almost a 20-hour drive for me. So and she had never been to a convention with me before, so she asked if she could go, and I was like, yeah, you know, why don't you ride with me? Because Heather can't go. So so we get there, and no one's at the restaurant. It was a really nice restaurant. Nobody was there though. And I was like, whatever, you know, we've stood in line for an hour. We're going to eat, you know, and we're outside and we're eating, you know, seafood and stuff. And lo and behold, I have like 3 con besties, and April being my con compadre, right? And she does almost all the cons with me. But so this one we weren't attending. She was there. She was at this convention.
Who's in bed linen?
Yeah, she was there. Yeah, she was there. So, and she got to go to the fancy dinner with everybody else that I was supposed to go to.
Look,
so
told me where to go, and I go. I don't know.
So anyway, but
no, you're my ride or die.
I know that. Hey, man, that is Bestie 9000 right there. So anyway,
Drive at Taco Bell and still be winning.
That's right. So anyway, so I'm sitting there and my phone's blowing up, and I have no clue who it is. And I answer it, and it's Keith Coker, and he's like, "Where are you guys at?" And I was like, "I don't fucking know, but this is the sign I'm sitting under, drinking tequila and eating fucking crab legs." And so next thing you know, he and his girlfriend showed up and stuff and sat with us.
Nice.
You know, we had a good time. I think and then we were there till like midnight at this restaurant. Then at midnight, we walked over to the fucking Cheesecake Factory, and we were like Cheesecake Factory till like 2 in the fucking morning. It was such a fun experience. Keith Coker, if you guys have never hung out with Keith is a fun motherfucker. Like,
I haven't had the pleasure yet.
Oh my gosh. Someday you and I will make this happen. The two of you will hang out with Keith Coker. I am trying to finagle the ability, because he actually works with one of the signing companies.
CGC.
And is it CGC or CBCS that he works with? Is it CGC?
CGC.
I'm gonna try to get it so we can have Keith go with us places and stuff. I'm really gonna try. And but he's one of the kindest people you'll ever meet. And he's so much fun. He's literally so much fun.
It sounds like it. Yep.
He really, really good people. But yeah, so we got all kinds of fun stuff. Again, we have a new campaign that just ended. Again, thank you all so much for the support for Underland issue 2 and for Kill Cam. You guys will be able to pick up both those books here in the coming months from me or the website or April or wherever else you can find Ethereal. You just got to ask, and we'll make sure you guys get the books. And oh my gosh, it was just awesome. It was awesome to see the new book, you know, the new IPs. I always get excited when I see a new IP. Like, I really, because it's once you see like the artwork and stuff, it starts feeling real, you know. And once Nate reads the script, it feels real too. Like I feel
Yeah.
real.
Yep.
Especially like you were talking, My Metal Girl. It's going to be coming out soon. I might put that up on the top of the chain so you can have it for Kickstarter.
I appreciate that. I
Oh,
start
that'd be
feeling like
cool.
it's
Yeah.
real when you guys start like seeing it. Like we start seeing. I always have to send Shawnee artwork as soon as it comes in. I always have to send it.
I appreciate that. I love getting those sneak peeks and those pictures because that's
Dude,
just
ah,
it just
but I get
it just
excited.
makes me
right?
feel very special. So I do, and I get
like-
excited. It's like, so.
Right. Like I know April and Blade, and they're like, we've seen it a million times. But every now and then there'll be a squee moment from April. And Blade that I get excited too. Like
I love
oh
it.
my
My phone goes ding, and I'm like, oh, is that
Yeah.
Justin? It's me.
Yeah. Like, oh my gosh. Like we got the cover that dude did for There Be Shadows. We got the ink today. And it's fucking beautiful. And again, it's one of those things where you're just like, holy fuck. Like when we work with a new artist, it's always like you never know what you're gonna get when you first work with a new artist, so you're always kind of wary. It's like the first time you see each other naked. You're like, oh man,
Here it goes.
you know what I mean? It's,
Am I going to be judged? Am I going to judge?
yeah.
Who knows?
Is
Like,
it gonna be as good as I hope it is? You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things. And I'll say this: all the new artists have come out fucking swinging. Like they've come out, all the new team members have come out and they're ready to play. Like every single one of them. And I'll say this, and I say this with a lot of respect.
Like really exciting because then you're like, oh man, there's a level of standard that we've been really trying to keep, and and then they start showing works in progress.
Yep.
That sounded like it came out of your mouth when you were talking. It's kind of funny.
Else, but
All right, that's
No,
probably me. I have my sliding glass door open and a motorcycle just went by.
It's
So.
pretty funny. And
But
I'll say
but
this.
to your point, Dustin, it's great though because between April and Bladen, though, I think you have amazing people keeping that level to a degree, and so the people they're bringing in and watching over that growth, they're hitting it out of the park every time.
Well,
So
I threw
great-
like
great
10
to see
names
that.
at them the other day. Like I literally threw like 10 names. I threw 10 names, and I've also thrown a few colorists in that direction recently. And every now and then we'll find somebody that fits the three of us agree with. You know what I mean? And almost all 10 of those were pretty agreeable. I think there was like 4 of them that we all didn't agree with, but most of them we were all pretty solid with. And it's an amazing thing when you come together and you're like, oh shit, that's going to be a good one, right? Like, it's not like you have to do it with your the light off all the time. You're like, oh, that's pretty exciting. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's what it really look like.
Yeah, get excited tonight. Leave the light on. You know what
Leave
I
the
mean?
socks on.
Like that latest one you just sent me.
Oh man!
Holy crap!
Oh yeah! old Pan peeping. Yeah.
That's
Oh my
amazing.
god.
Yep.
Well, it's just like, and I'll say this, and I want to give him a lot of accolades, because I did not know. I knew the guy was a good artist, right? I knew he was a good artist, but I did not know to the level that I would appreciate what we were getting from him, and that's Chris Mad. I had no idea of what we were going to receive, and April was just
Now
like,
you know.
"This is gonna be fucking badass. This is gonna be badass." And I'm with you. It came out fucking like he's come out swinging a few times already. So I really think that the Underland cover was badass. It was so badass. And then the If It Hops cover is really, really cool. It's really cool. He does see very awesome justice on that cover, I think. And then I think you guys are gonna get blown away when we see the colors that his daughter does on There Be Shadows. I think this is going to be something.
Oh, is that his daughter's gonna? I didn't know. A
Yeah,
family.
she colors all his stuff,
Oh, that's so cool.
Mhm.
and it's
Shauna.
It's very, very cool stuff. So I can't wait for you guys to see it. There are a couple covers I'm really, really like over the moon about. Yeah, Mr. Tipton's cover I'm real over the moon about seeing.
I
I'm
love you,
really-
Dustin, but I have to laugh because what covers are you not over the moon about?
And
But this one really is like
Okay.
I'm gonna roll my tongue back up into my face, and that's because I'm, heterosexual. I'm like, really hot,
it
honey.
like it's tough, and if we can get him on more and more artwork, I'm gonna get him on more and more artwork
Awesome.
because it's absolutely stunning stuff.
Anything that makes April's tongue roll out and go back in, I'm definitely all for it.
Yeah, I'd question if I was of that side of the fence, I'd definitely be questioning because it's
really
beautiful. It's so pretty. That's a fact.
Not
And
me
he
either.
colors his own stuff, so I can't wait to see how that turns out. I can't for the life of me remember who we've got coloring their Cretaceous.
Oh, it's that Rubian Zavalala. He did the Devin Massey colors for My Metal Girl.
Right on. Oh my gosh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, we got him for Cretaceous.
Yeah. It's gonna be good.
Dude. You know what? I kind of sort of have an idea of what we're getting ourselves into, and even I'm not ready for this. I'm like, oh.
I think
April's got vapors. Look out.
yeah.
I just, you know what? I'm just surprised how fast his turnaround is, how vibrant his color choices are. I don't know. It's real, real good. So, like,
It's funny how good it is. Like,
a lot of Gwen's colors.
right.
Yeah, so he's definitely somebody to look for, but you won't see him on If It Hops. He came on too late. But he did come on for My Metal Girl, and he'll be coloring Devin Massey and Mog Park.
Ooh, okay.
Oh my goodness, it'll be so good. It's fine.
Man, you know who came to fucking play with this one too? I tell you what, who shocked me this time, and should be glad they shocked me this time, was Louis Bravo. That one came out a lot better than I had expected it to. But Whitney was coloring that one, and Whitney surprises me every month. So I don't even like. It's funny because if you guys have never seen Whitney Cook's colors are awesome. Like she's a very kind person too. Like very, very kind person. And like I
throughout all her struggles, she's always managed to maintain a beautiful.
For sure. And I'm one of those people that, again, I easily excited, right? But I am also though I'm very serious about what we put out as a brand, So like when a colorist comes in and they're not what I'd like to see, they tend, just like anything else, they may not stay around. You know what I mean? But when April was like, well, check out this Whitney Cook or this Whitney Cook, and I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. I can't remember what she did for us first, and I was like, well, that's real pretty. You know what I mean? It was very the color is very soft. You know what I mean? And I find that attractive when you put them with the right person. They're comfortable for the eyes. Versus when you do like a, like you throw a Dan Kemp in there, and Dan's like, bam, motherfucker. And you're like,
literally sometimes, yeah. You're like, oh.
Yeah, we love Dan. Or David Acampo, you know what I mean? Those guys have been in this industry a real long time, so they don't pull punches. They come out and they slap the colors on there and they look great like they're supposed to. Well, when you get people that are newer, you don't have that the confidence when they come in and you're like, oh well, how's this gonna look? Is it gonna look good? Whatever. And she comes in and she's just like, look at this pretty thing I did. And I'm like, oh, That's right, pretty you did right there.
So
then,
pretty.
you know, we'll turn around and something else will be like, oh man, that's real pretty. You know, and then April sits back here and she's like, I got all you motherfuckers. Then she comes out and colors something, and you're like, oh god damn it. You know, like I
For me?
yeah, like so
Mwah.
we can't show you this piece at all. And shortly I hope we can show it to you. But so she did like I literally was like, hey, look, can you give me these 3 colors on this piece of paper? And she was like, and I'm like simple as fuck. I'm like, just give me like 3 goddamn brush strokes of color, right? And like, and April comes out and she's like, well, I don't do simple as fuck. I have to make this artsy fartsy thing, right?
She's
And
fancy,
I'm
fancy.
like,
I just wanted you to wanted them to think that I tried a little bit. I don't know.
well, it came out, it looked like something that was fucking amazing. And Clayton and I are sitting over here going, bro, this was just a proof of concept. And she's like, this is my proof of concept, bitches. And, oh my god. So I hope
That it was the last week of school and everybody had me chauffeuring everything. So I had like 30 minutes here, 5 minutes here, you know, like 45 minutes there. And then when I actually like sat down at Photoshop for the first time since I did the Kill Cam cover, so it's been like a month, they did some sort of weird like relaunch or reboot of Photoshop. And I'm like, where's the opacity slider? What the I had to figure out how to
They were fucking with you hard.
Oh yeah.
it's a coup.
It really is. It's a conspiracy.
I don't want to make my life easier.
No.
oh man.
It's a conspiracy called it's the April conspiracy. They were out to
That's
get
it.
you.
That's
I
right.
Everything to be where I put it the last time that I fucking had it.
Thank
I
you.
don't know what's wrong with
Right.
that.
Nothing. But the universe doesn't, it just laughs at you when you try. So
I
Yeah.
literally,
Well,
like get off my internet lawn. Like
oh my gosh.
and it was like my daughter comes running by like, what's the matter, Mom? I'm like, just turn and walk away.
Do not come close.
pay no attention to the troll behind the computer.
Oh my god.
But it was right. I was
Well, we spent a lot of time, you know, looking at different things, and so you know, it's funny because we show you guys what we want you to see, right? Like we show you the fun, we show you guys the, you know, the good times and everything like that. You'll never see us come on and bitch and moan or anything like that, or talk about how bad it is, or you know,
You guys deal with a lot of challenges.
what we do, but in the background, I'm always doing shit. Like I am always doing some fucking thing or another. Like last year, I spent a good 3 months trying to figure out.
Long as this man a code brown.
No, I Jesus. So I spent 3 months trying to figure out why nobody wanted to talk to my attorney about some projects I was trying to get, and because my attorney, as nice as he is a big old dick bag, and so instead of telling me, hey Dustin, you need you know, a special type of attorney or a special type of license to do this, this, and this, he was just basically like, I'll do it because you asked me to, you know what I mean? And so needless to say, Hollywood didn't give a fuck about what he thought, and I have to get a different type of attorney for some of the things that we're involved in.
Right.
But I was trying to get my hands on a movie that has been out of production for many, 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 many years. And because I thought it'd be a great product to work on. I still do, but I also have put said project away because it's just a lot of headache to put up with. But I was trying to get my hands on the Beastmaster.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Vinegar
And
Syndrome has it now.
well, I quit fucking with it because of how poorly Willow was received.
Mm.
And I was like, oh man, I don't want to spend all this money and people not dig it just because of what else is going on in the world or whatever, at this point in time. But there are a couple other projects I'm working on that are gonna really blow people away. We just, and we can talk about it now because it's all been penned out and all said okay, and everybody's good with it. We did bring on Dan Wickline, and he's an incredible human as well. One of the nicest guys. And he's putting out his own series with us. So very, very happy with that. And it's about Morgan Le Fay. And I'm very excited. So
I always think that's an interesting character, so it'll be fun.
Oh man, his writing is so good.
Does that mean that he gets to take your weekend workshop? All green.
Hey.
Oh.
Anyway, he's a super nice guy. Just because he knows April doesn't mean he's not a nice guy. So, super nice guy, and really, really excited. I'll end up shooting that script to Nate for him to check out before long. But that's an ongoing series, and it's really cool. It's going to involve magic and all kinds of just really, really neat stuff. And if you guys don't know who she is, she was supposed to be the first female king. So it's very interesting. The story is very, very complex. It involves Merlin, Arthur Pendragon. There's a lot of really, really famous historical, significance to that character. So
anybody who's enjoyed any of the Arthur legends and things like that.
Yeah, man, I cannot wait. I think that
I'm very excited. I love that sort of stuff. So
yeah, dude, I had no idea that she was supposed to be half fae and stuff. I had no fucking clue.
There's all sorts of different kind of ideas.
Yeah,
but she's very much tied into Arthur and Merlin and
well, I was reading the script and I was like, damn, he's for real in it. He starts talking about silver and stuff and how silver affects the fae, and he's really getting into it, and I just was thrilled to see it. Huh?
Silver or iron?
Iron. You said silver, wasn't me.
Nobody rewind the tape.
That's right. You didn't see shit.
It's enough to know that I'm right.
I mean, it's an amazing.
You're always right, so you just sit over there.
Fish tank corner.
That's right.
Yeah.
So whichever medal we're talking about, I'm really excited to hear more about that. So that's going to be
make it gold. We're writing the story, right? It can be whatever we want it to be.
That's it,
exactly.
Fucker. I'm gonna do. If I want it to be coal, it's gonna be coal. Ugh.
Right. Creative licensing.
That's it. Ugh.
So, I mean, I've always enjoyed that story, especially she really got screwed over in what was supposed to happen, being the understudy of Merlin and then becoming, it's supposed to be the king, and it all gets robbed from her. So that's why she's going after Arthur. She's not a real true villain in the way you think about it. She's stuck in the middle, kind of situation.
God of War that's pushing for her to be the thing, so I'm really excited about it. It definitely has its ethereal flair to it. He made sure that it was very much to what our fans will enjoy, and I love that.
Yay.
I don't know who we're gonna put on for the art yet. I have a meeting with Dan this weekend, not this weekend, but the following weekend. So we'll sit down and we'll talk about artists and stuff. We should hear some really we got a lot of irons in the pot right now, so I'm excited. I know I'm always excited, but I'm excited.
Even more excited.
I might have to get
now he's making metaphors. It's irons in the fire and cooks in the kitchen and chickens in the pot.
That's it.
And all of the above.
Iron that's in the fire is still combat the fairies.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
See, we brought it full circle.
That's it, full circle. Anyway, so we got about another week to the next campaign, and we'll talk a little bit about it, and I'm sure we'll go live here on the show with it, and we'll but you guys will start seeing a lot more April, Bladen, and myself live, and that'll be a lot of fun.
Yay.
I know
I
that
had
April,
so much fun hanging out with Nathan and Bladen last time. So
glad.
thank you so much. Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
dude.
I am surprised that you're that excited with all of my shit.
You know, she has. So April right now has a lot of cards that she's doing right now, and it's awesome to be able to see them.
Oh.
You know, it's Rob. We love Rob.
Hey, Rob.
Yes.
Rob makes awesome comic books himself.
Yes, he does.
Oh my gosh, and we're one involving a toilet, and I'm quite a fan.
Who would be?
Hey, man, look.
Uh-oh. There's
There are times when I have seriously considered asking Rob to come over here and put out some stuff in the States. There have been times. We'll see though. I don't know that.
I know
think
that
he's
probably
gotta-
slim, but if ever that's a possibility, I'm down for it. So because that would be
I think
amazing.
that he has a lot going on over there though. With all
Yeah,
the
yeah.
chooks and whatnot. I know that he's got a lot.
which
you
is
know.
good. We want him to be busy and we want him to think, but
Absolutely.
yeah. But
He's
maybe
a-
some
he's a
maybe
talented-
someday we can we'll have some.
Cross-
Maybe I would love to.
Crossover,
You know,
yeah.
I would love to have him do something over here. You know, and speaking of chooks, for you guys that don't know what a chook is, a chook's a fucking chicken,
Mhm.
and he's got a book about scary fucking chickens, and it's awesome. He's got a lot of really cool shit.
They are. It's yeah, he's great. He's
Oh my
funny. He's great. He's just yeah. So we love him.
Can't say enough good things about the man. I really can't.
There he is. He's ready.
There you go.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, man. Well, next year we'll start plotting by the end of this year for something.
Ooh, not even.
I would love to do a scary chicken book over here. Just because.
What was that movie that Elijah Wood was in where it was a zombie outbreak and it all started with tainted chicken nuggets?
Yeah, at the elementary schools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where they were fucking killing kids and stuff that were zombies. It was so good.
Dude, I couldn't make it past the first 5 minutes. One, I was wicked grossed out. Two, I don't fucking do zombies. I just can't. I can't.
Such a good movie though.
There's another reason April and I are like,
I'll have to go check
There's
that out.
another one.
It was-
There's another one like that with kid zombies and stuff that's
Yeah.
fucking good.
Ugh.
But then you got to watch Zombievers. That's another good one.
Oh,
Give me Sharktopus any day.
Dude, you joke. Zombievers is an American fucking treasure, okay? You need,
On somewhere, some way, and you're gonna be like, sit down, watch this.
that's
And-
it.
And I'm gonna be like, yeah, that was real good.
You know what's going to happen next time we go to a show? We're going to be sitting in the hotel room. I'm going to boot up fucking Voodoo, and we're going to watch this fucking movie.
You
and
bet.
you're going to be like, I'm terrified. And I'm be like, yes. And then you're going to be like, was that a stripper's vagina? And I'm going to be like, yes.
now I'm more terrified.
Then
Here, Heather just heard me say stripper's vagina and yelled at me from the first.
Hi, Heather. We're a bad influence. Sorry.
Don't
Can't
say
help it.
stripper's vagina. Oh my god. Or speaking of strippers' vaginas, did you see the zombie strippers movie where fucking Jenna Jameson was shooting
Robert Englund,
balls
buddy.
out of her hoo-ha?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, zombie
Kind
stripper
of glad I
fight.
missed that one.
Man, oh man, you're missing out, Shawnee. You're missing out.
I probably still have it in my DVD archive.
Oh man, zombie strippers was serious business. Don't fuck around and miss out on some Jenna Jameson killing zombies by shooting them in the head with fucking pool balls. Ugh, terrifying.
Out the
stuff.
hoo-ha. They've gotta-
Out the hoo-ha. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
That's some
I'm
serious
sorry.
muscle control, I gotta say.
That's gotta
Well,
hurt.
she was dead too, though. Like, she was dead too, though. So,
She was
like, the
zombie.
air is coming out of her, the front of her, and pushing out the bottom of her.
Mm.
Nope, not for me. Sorry.
Ew.
Terrifying. Can you imagine how that played? Never mind.
No,
Oh,
yeah, don't. No. La 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 la.
But it had Freddy in it. Come on now. You had to watch it.
It did have him in it. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Anyway, so speaking of zombies, make sure you guys get ready for Cretaceous. It's gonna be a lot of fun. You know, zombies and dinosaur zombies, and you know,
Oh my.
oh my. Oh my. It's gonna be a good one.
Oh my
goodness.
stars.
Oh my,
My
stars
stars
and
and
garters.
Jinx.
Man. Oh man. So anyway, I want to let you guys go. I just want to give you guys a little bit of intel of the stuff that's coming out. And we're really, really hyped about all the products coming out. The artists are absolutely slaying, you know. Again, it's one of those things where every day we're seeing something more, and we're even more hyped about the stuff that's coming out. And HR's messaging me. I'm going to get in trouble.
Oh, you did now.
It wasn't for me. I was just in the group chat. Anyway, so again, we appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for hanging out with us this Friday night. It's always a pleasure hanging out with Shawnee. You know, oh my gosh, love her to pieces. And you know, Big Nate, love that guy. And HR is ride or die, so we don't even need to go into all that. But I can't wait. If you guys haven't seen Nate's review, it was really fun for BGD issue 1. He did it from Ricky's perspective.
Yeah.
Super interesting stuff. Make sure you guys check out the Ethereal group. We don't really use the Ethereal page on Facebook. It just doesn't work as well as the group does, in my opinion. You know, I'm already, you're already trying to keep up with so many different things. The page is just one of those things where it's like whatever. But again, we are on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest before long, I think. So we'll see.
As well.
What's that one?
Did you say YouTube as well?
I was going to say on YouTube. Yep.
Yeah, we're on YouTube as well. Like, we're streaming live on YouTube right now. Like right now, we're on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. So in the coming weeks, the update will make it so we're live on 6 different forms of social media at the same time. So that'll be really, really cool. And I can't wait to share that experience with you guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. April's got the side eye of Smash on her face. I don't know what's going on over there. She's ready to punch somebody in the mouthpiece. That's all right, though. Anyway, I haven't let out too many secrets tonight, so I'm not in any trouble.
Not yet.
Anyway, you guys have a great evening. Thank you for hanging out with Ethereal. We always have such a good time on Friday nights with you guys. We wish that Good Blade and Hunter could be here, but he had his own shenanigans to deal with tonight. We are talking about moving this to a different date and time, not on Friday nights, because April has requested a better night, and I will find it. For fuck's sake, I will, and it'll be amazing. Anyway, I'll let you guys make sure you guys know ahead of time, and we'll start scheduling this. I will give you a schedule for Twitch and everything else in the next couple weeks. And you'll be able to find April, Joseph, myself, Bladen, and whoever else is wanting to do stuff. LC will be on there as well. Alberty will be on, so you guys will get to see a lot of these great artists.
Yay.
I'm going to try to get Mr. Campo on there too. So we'll see how it all goes. But anyway, thanks so much, guys. And we'll see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel on all the fucking social medias. Bye now.
All right.